after making that first video, I started getting a lot of negative responses.
Now, that doesn't surprise me because I know that that's just the system protecting itself. You know, because at the same time, I've had, well, growing up, I've had people in my family that were nothing, you know, that never did anything but have a million kids that they couldn't afford. And guess what? No one says nothing. Nobody says nothing. Okay, nobody comes out and gives them like a public bashing or nothing. I've had women in my family marry guys that are in prison when they marry them. You know, I've had women that let guys rape their kids. Nobody says nothing. You know, I've had women let a criminal do a drive-by with their babies in a car and jumped out the car. You know what I'm saying? With the babies in it while the car was still driving. Guess what? Nobody said nothing. You understand what I'm saying? But as soon as you want to change the system, that's when everybody's going to attack you. You know? When you say, wait, we can do better than this. Wait. We need solar energy. Solar energy is free. As soon as you say stuff like that, that's when the system's going to come after you. That's like agents. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't surprise me, but you need to understand that's what's going on.
It's hard to see beyond your own understanding, you know? And most times it's actually impossible unless you mastered a technique of critical thinking, okay? And that's basically saying this. You have to look at your life and you have to take assessments. You have to take assessments to your life. And basically, when you look at all the people around you, you have to ask yourself, okay, are these people doing good? Are they generally doing bad? You have to say to yourself, yes or no. And once you make that choice, then you have to assess where do you stand in this equation? Is your core values the same as these people's core values? Or are they different? So basically, that's what I did. I looked at all the people around me and I'm thinking like, wow, there's really no successful people, you know, that I see every day. You know, these people really have no redeeming qualities. So basically I said, listen, they are the future. That's what's going to happen to me. Okay? And even though I don't know how this is going to work, because I'm only limited by my own experiences, I had to use critical thinking to say, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know what I'm not going to do. And every opportunity that I have to be different from the people that I believe to be failures or believe to have no a positive future, I took that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And I think for a person, I think it's really your responsibility to assess where you're going in life. You know? So everybody I knew, if they were wearing Nikes, I'm like, you know something? I ain't wearing Nikes no more. Because the thing is, I didn't want my beliefs to be the same as other people's beliefs that I felt inside that weren't going anywhere. Okay? See, and once you do that, what you do, you create a conjugate. You know, a conjugate it's a mathematical term, and it's what happens when you multiply something by -1. And what that does is that takes whatever the result is, whatever that pattern is, anything that happens, it takes a pattern to get there. Boom, 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 right? And what the conjugate does is by multiplying it by -1, well, it's not -1. I think it's a exponent of -1. By multiplying it by that exponent of -1, what it does is it actually undoes everything, and it puts the conjugate back to where it was. Okay? So basically, if I looked at an environment and saw that the environment was here, and this whole environment was down here, then what happens is the conjugate actually it turns everything back around to where it's been. It's almost like taking out a knot. It puts you back to where you're supposed to be. And that's everybody's responsibility to figure that out for themselves. And if you don't figure that out for yourself, then hey, whatever happens to you and your kids is good for you. All right? Now, you need to learn from other people's mistakes. And if you don't, it's on you. Nobody is going to feel sorry for you.
Just recently, I just had another male in my family. He just went to jail for the rest of his life. I mean, he's from a single mom, and she raised him to be nothing, not on purpose, but now he spent the rest of his life in prison.
Her son just went to prison for the rest of his life. I think he just went to prison about a week ago. Oh, well, he's been in prison, but he just got sentenced to the rest of his life. And you know what? I think that's great. I think it's totally great because it reiterates what I'm saying. You have an opportunity to make your life better. And if you don't take that opportunity, to learn from other people's mistakes, then you know what? It's good for you. It's good for you what happens to you, and it's good, especially good for your child what happens to them, okay? Because you know what? Everything that happened to him, he's a victim. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? He's a victim of his parents' thinking. And that's what she gets, because if you look around and everybody around you are having kids out of wedlock, boom, 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 and they're failing, they're getting shot in the head or going to jail or being drug addicts, you know what I'm saying, or straight crazy. If you see that, if you're not putting up the red flags, then you know something? Good for you. Good for you. It's good for her that her son is going to spend the rest of his life in jail. You know what I'm saying? It's good for her because she didn't learn her lesson. And I have no remorse for her. I think it's great. It's great to get a person like that off the street. It's great. I don't care if he's related or not related. Like I said in my other videos, listen, if you're not working together, you're not family. Okay? You're just another person.
Out of all the children being born in my family alone, I would say more than 90% of them are born into single parent homes. And I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about everybody under the age of 50. Okay? Everybody. So for the last 50 years, 90% of every woman in my family is having children out of wedlock. Okay? And this is devastating. This devastates the child.
There's a lot of problems in our community, and people keep pointing fingers. Boom, it's your fault. It's the guy's fault. It's this. And the bottom line is this. All those problems that put us at risk, they mainly stem from the same problem. And that problem is the breaking down of the family unit, okay? Because someone decides to have a child that's not married, what happens? That child's by itself. And that affects the child on a profound level. And it actually sets a tone for everything else the child does in his life, you know? So I think that if you raise our standards, then things like this wouldn't happen, okay? And I know everybody hates me because I say, okay, I think you should love the person you have a kid by and all that stuff. Everybody thinks that's the worst thing to say and everything like that. But is that really going to kill you? Is it really going to kill you to find somebody that really wants to be with you, to have a child? I don't think so, okay? I think being married, basically, it's almost the same as not being married, but the difference is that person that decides to marry you, he makes a commitment to say, I want to build with you. That's why you get married. You're saying, I want to build something with you, okay? It's not, it's different when someone makes a commitment to you. If your boyfriend, they make a commitment to you and they say, listen, I want to be with you. That's a commitment, okay? Now, they might mess that up. But someone that wants to marry you says, I want to make a commitment to build with you. And the difference between those two things is the action on the father, okay? Now he made a commitment to be a part of something bigger than himself, okay? And if he didn't make that commitment, guess what? You're just breeding. You're not building, you're breeding, okay? And when you breed, you are doing it for someone else, not for yourself. Breeding is a business, okay? If you're breeding, what you're doing is you're forfeiting your right to be successful, okay? Because you're giving that right to Coca-Cola, to McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? McDonald's breeds cows, okay? They breed them so they can turn them into hamburgers, you know? Now, from the cow's perspective, they might be like, yo, this is the shit. Yo, this is my little town kid. Yeah, I'm the bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like, what up, son? But for everybody outside of the cage, they're thinking like, these dumb fucking cows. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they reach a certain age, they're gonna be hamburger, okay? And that's the same thing with the children if you decide to breed children and not actually build a family. So, like I said, my name is Low Cuts to Wiz, and I'll see you next time. Peace.